Carlos Nelson with Cascade Media Group and What's Up Kansas City. And today we're going to be talking etiquette. Who do we have here?
Hi, Carlos. This is Jackie Vernon-Thompson. I'm so excited to be on your show. Woo!
I'm excited to have you here.
Awesome.
What I want you to do, first of all, Jackie, tell our audience a little bit about yourself and how you came about with the In and Out School of Etiquette.
Well, definitely. I am honored to do that. The name of my school is From the Inside Out School of Etiquette. We teach children and adults how to live more refined life. We teach them proper etiquette in various areas. So it's so awesome. I'm able to teach children and adults worldwide because we conduct our classes virtually and in person.
Mm, that's excellent. How long have you been in the business? But let's go back. I want you to tell the people who you are, where you're at, what schools you went, who influenced you. You know, we had a little conversation off camera, and I was saying why we invited you on the show, and I want you to talk about how getting in that field and why you got in that field. And I told you I thought that type stuff was lost, especially in our community. So hey, the ball is in your court. I have etiquette.
All right. Well, you're absolutely right. It is a lost art, but of course, we're bringing it back to the surface because we have a societal problem, ill behavior. Our children are not behaving the proper way. Our adults are not conducting themselves the proper way. And of course, in no case am I talking about 100% of our children or 100% of our adults, but a major part of society has no idea of proper conduct. So it is always my honor when I'm able to enlighten or remind an adult how to behave in certain circumstances, and of course, teach our children. I expressed this to you earlier. We definitely cannot blame our children for the ill behaviors or the lack of proper etiquette because many of them were not taught. So when I have them in my classes, I've taught classes in elementary school, middle school, high school. I'm also a vendor here in the state of Florida for Dade and Broward County public school systems, which are huge. And so I'm able to go in and out of the schools on a regular basis. Of course, since the pandemic, everything is virtual. Just the other day, I started doing in-person classes as well as the virtual classes. And of course, the virtual classes are just as effective because I make sure that my presentations are innovative, interactive, and fun for the students. Now, how this came about was pretty interesting. You know, when you get to the point in your life when you're hungry to know your purpose, it's like, what is my purpose? I know three things, three facts. Everyone was born with a purpose. Second, the purpose entails a service component because every one of us must have a purpose and we must have some sort of component of service or else we will not be fulfilled. That's an absolute fact. And thirdly, I knew that God is the one who has has the whole idea of my purpose. So I got to the point where yes, I've been a realtor for almost 20 years. I've been doing this etiquette school for almost 8 years, but I was not fulfilled prior to establishing my school. And I asked God, I'm like, what is my purpose? Reveal it to me because he's the only one who knows. And I can recall on my way to church on a Wednesday night. I know exactly where I was on the highway. And I said, God, I know you have more for me to do. I had no idea where he was leading me because 8 years prior, I had been mentoring girls, particularly girls who are growing up without their father, because I'm subject of that. And I totally understand the whole concept of being angry, living an angry life, and not forgiving your dad because he just was not there and it was his choice, not that he could not be there. So I mentored girls for several years, teaching them how to love themselves and how to forgive their father, regardless of the circumstance. So that night, I arrived at church. I was in the pews listening to the pastor, and I heard a voice as if the person was right next to me, said, "When you go home, be still so I can speak to you." I cannot take credit for this. This was all God. So when I went home, I did my norm and I laid in the bed. And just before my slumber, I heard a voice says, "I want you to start an etiquette school and do etiquette DVDs." Mind you, I had never, ever considered etiquette. It was not even a part of my language. So that's why when someone asks me, how did this school come about? There is no way I can say, well, it was my idea. I thought about it. I never thought about it. It was all God. So from there, the next morning, I discussed it with my husband. He said, well, if God told you this is what you need to do, then let's do it. And from there, I just took step by step by step, making sure I connected with the right resources, the right individuals to bring it to fruition. And here I am almost 8 years later, completely fulfilled. And I've seen children evolve in front of me. Like it's life changing. When you teach our young people, and of course our adults, when you teach them proper etiquette and teach them different protocols to conduct themselves in certain circumstances, it boosts their confidence. They're now, you teach them the European and American style dining. They now feel confident dining with anyone at any caliber. When you teach them how to communicate effectively, they're like, wow, now I can look the president in the eyes, respect him, and communicate with him effectively. And I just want to throw out the basic definition of etiquette. It's conducting yourself in a way that doesn't offend others. So in everything we do, proper etiquette is required. It's just that we don't look for the etiquette protocol for those circumstances. We don't take the time. So the majority of society just does whatever they want to do because they don't take the time. But in everything we do, proper etiquette is required.
Well, I need to have you full time on like a twin attached to me, because they say I'm the cutoff king. And Miss Nelson, you have no damn etiquette. So with that being said, I know I've got to definitely try to and this is real talk.
Mm-hmm.
What you just said to me, and you spoke to adults, and that's why, I know I'm not above the law, and I need to right my ship, especially when I'm interviewing different people. You done brought me to heel. I'm watch. If you watch my show, I'm going to try to get myself together, because you are 100% right. You need to be able to conduct yourself in a certain way.
Yes.
So with that being said, could you elaborate a little bit on what the steps are getting involved with your virtual classes?
Absolutely. We have all of the opportunities on our website at www.fromtheinsideoutsoe.com. And if you forget SOE, that's the acronym for School of Etiquette. We do provide etiquette classes in various areas like honoring your body, we teach our young men and young ladies how to dress properly, how to take pride in themselves, and we teach them the concept that the public will treat you the way they perceive you. So even if you're in the grocery store, make sure that you're dressed in a way that doesn't say, I don't care about myself, I don't respect myself, or I don't respect others. Understanding that even your attire speaks. Everything you do communicates something, whether verbally or non-verbally. So we teach them the importance of that in honoring your body. We teach our ladies sitting and walking gracefully. The objective of a lady when she's sitting is to keep her legs closed, and understand that there's a difference between just a regular female and a lady. A female is not automatically a lady. She has to demonstrate ladylike behavior. And the same scenario for our gentlemen, gentlemen. Okay? There's a difference. So we teach chivalry to our gentlemen, and it's so important. I just love it in our classes when we're teaching our young men.
Excuse me, I'm no etiquette cutoff king. Chivalry. Speak on that a little bit, because the vocabulary, the understanding, some people might not understand that,
I understand. Absolutely. Chivalry is essentially how a gentleman takes care of a lady or treats a lady, understanding that she's first, pretty much. When you're in a restaurant with a lady as a gentleman and the waiter or waitress comes to the table, you allow her to order first. You make sure she's good. That's why when a gentleman and a lady is going into a car, he opens the door and allows her in and closes the door to make sure she's safely in. When a gentleman is opening the door for a lady, he doesn't open the door and step in and hold it, leaving her outside to the elements. He opens the door while he... Nope. He opens the door and holds it open while he's outside and allow her in, and then he comes in. This is another thing. When you're coming down the stairs with a young lady or any female within your presence and you're with her, you go down first as the gentleman, just in case she falls, you break her fall. The whole idea of chivalry is for the gentleman to take care of the lady in his presence. And just like you alluded earlier, when a gentleman and a lady are walking down the street, he needs to make sure that she's walking on the inside and he's walking along the traffic. So the whole scenario is making sure that you're taking care of that lady, whether it's your grandmother, your mother, your female cousin, your classmate. You all are entering a classroom, you open the door for her. When mommy picks you up from school, you open the car door for mommy. And those are the things that we teach our children from their yay low, so that as they grow into being perfect gentlemen or somewhere near.
All right. You know what? Boy, I hate even brought you on this show because it just makes me have to look in the damn mirror. and you said, I'm saying so eloquently, did you lay this case out about etiquette?
Thank you so much.
What would you have to say in closing?
In closing, understand that once you exit your home, or actually before you exit your home, it's important for you to look at yourself, the way you have adorned yourself, the way you have dressed yourself. Look in the mirror, the front, the sides, and the back, and ask yourself, which message does this attire tell the people on the other side of my door? And be honest with yourself, because there are opportunities on the other side of your door. Whether you're going to the grocery store or to Walmart, there are CEOs who shop in Walmart. There are individuals such as yourself who shop in Walmart looking for the ideal person to give them an opportunity. So understand, every time you leave your home, there are opportunities out there. And the fact is, Opportunities do not die. They simply move on to the next person willing to take it, willing and ready. Also, understand that automatically you are not a gentleman, a male is not necessarily a gentleman, and a female is not necessarily a lady, as I mentioned earlier. Those are two very important facts. And understand that correction doesn't necessarily mean you're ignorant or you should have known or a judgment. It just means you're improving. So be open for correction, be open for improvement, because we will learn something new until the day we die. I do have, especially on my Facebook page, we have a very active Facebook page, very active YouTube channel, which tons of videos on different things, American, European style dining, handshaking, the alternatives to handshaking. We teach
You know what?
increasing
Cut off King
self-esteem.
again. You mentioned this like 2 or 3 times. I want to cut you off then, but I'll let you go.
Okay.
About European style dining. I can remember I was in the 9th grade and we traveled a lot, going overseas on them trips and what have you. And my stepfather showing me how to use my knife, European style, and how don't America, you get the bread, you sop up the juice, and and that boy, I felt so proud that when I would go different places, college or whatever, and I would see how people ate, that told me a whole lot about them, how they use their utensils and all of that.
Absolutely.
So again, that's what caught my eye on you and your company. Now, before you go, there's a story I would think behind In and Out. How did you come with that name?
Okay, it's From the Inside Out School of Etiquette. From the inside out, meaning that the desire and the will to transform yourself, because many of us need to be transformed, has to come from inside. And then it's revealed on the outside. It's pretty simple. You've got to want to change. Some people resist change, and that's also from the inside. So it's From the Inside Out School of Etiquette, just to let you know that whatever we're teaching you, it's going to be embedded in your system. You're going to want to do it. So it's not just on the surface, it's from the inside out.
I love
it. And may I add, before we wrap up, not only do we teach etiquette, but we certify individuals globally to be etiquette consultants. I have etiquette consultants all over the world, Africa, India, the US Virgin Islands, the Caribbean, in the United States. We have certified etiquette consultants all over, and they're teaching because I have a 5-week masterclass that they totally go through, and they learn all things etiquette. They learn how to teach online, how to teach in person. They learn everything etiquette so that they can run their own etiquette schools. So we have quite a bit of etiquette consultants as well. We have a new class starting March 8th, and it's run via Zoom. So that's how you're able to attend from anywhere in the world. And I am their teacher in every class. They learn directly from me. And it's such a phenomenal experience because we're able to change lives all over the world.
All right. I want to steal my partner's closing, but I better stop that because I've said he can't steal mine. But I'm stealing anyway. Jim Watts, he always closes with, "It was a plum pleasing pleasure to have you on the show."
Ditto.
Yeah. Now I done stole. That's to you, Watts. Now I'm going to use mine, and please don't steal my closing. As when you invest in your community, you're really just investing in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
This program is brought to you by Dye Electric LLC, Energy in Motion.